Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball Podcast, episode 76. I'm Adam Miller, and I'm here with Jaren Will each and every week, where we are going to be bringing you the news and notes on all 11 Division I schools in the state of Indiana, because in 49 states, it's just basketball.
You jumped the gun on me.
I think I just got rid of you.
You kicked me out.
All right. I just think that I was so excited for today that I apologize, because in 49 states, not even gonna take to it with me.
Nope.
All right, we are here. Right now, we are currently just finishing up. So if you're here live, Michigan, Wisconsin is the second to last game of the day, I guess. They're
crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Usually the Big Ten, but the
didn't
American game was.
Did the American game get pushed back because of the SEC game? Because I think the American game was supposed to start earlier.
It might have.
I'm not for sure there, but Michigan's up 4, so with I don't even know if there's 2 seconds left in the game. Looks like they're gonna win.
0.7 is what I last saw.
Yeah, and they're shooting. So, and then Memphis is up on UAB. So, the Memphis winning is good news for our show.
Yes.
And Indiana fans, because it seems like Indiana's in a good position to make it into Dayton, because there were almost no bid stealers this year.
Yeah, I specifically had that in notes to bring up, is there were a couple times where it's like, oh, this team's really potentially gonna do it, and then they just don't. Which is great. But I was getting a little worried. Specifically with the American.
Yeah.
Just because Memphis just likes to play down to the wire.
Yeah.
Every game.
And they are just so up and down sometimes, even within the game. And we've seen some crazy wins. Should have left the other one open because it was CBS. I mean, you can just switch down anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think my least favorite thing is having one of our teams that we're, focused on, one of the 11 teams on the bubble. Not specifically just because they're on the bubble, that's bad enough, but I love bid stealers.
Yeah.
And so if one of our teams is on the bubble, I can't be rooting for the bid stealers.
Because it could impact one of our teams. And then it's just oh, well, that's a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I would have loved for UAB to win, but not at the cost of,
they still could.
Yeah.
There's still time.
That's true. But so we're gonna be here, I don't know, for probably until 7:00 if you're here live. I would say 6:30, 7:00, because we'll be going through the bracket reveal with you at 6:00. So we obviously can't show it. I think
the show.
We can't show
the show, the broadcast
on CBS.
But we have the internet.
We
will have a bracket pulled up. So as we're talking about it, we'll scroll around and you can at least visualize it, because I'm a visual guy. I remember last year I struggled keeping track.
Yeah.
Of okay, this team was just announced and they're playing this team in this region. It's
and we had to be pulling up Twitter screenshots or screenshotting it ourselves, and
so sorry for our audio listeners, because you'll have a similar experience to last year. But if you were here live, then you'll at least have the visual
or afterwards on YouTube.
True.
Yeah, I mean this is clearly one that is better for audio or video. That's just how every bracket is.
Yeah.
If you're going to be filling out a bracket,
could you imagine thinking back last year when we filled out our bracket together on the show? Our audio listeners are probably what are these dudes talking about?
That's probably what our audio listeners are always saying, but
that's probably what all of our listeners are always saying.
But in the 25 minutes leading up to that, why don't we just kind of talk about, I guess, this past week?
Yep.
Because we did still have 4 teams playing. Butler played, Indiana played, Notre Dame played, and Purdue played. So I mean, I guess really the only one that I don't want to say was of any consequence, but like the only two that matter for today specifically are Indiana
And
Purdue
Yep.
because Purdue had an opportunity basically to maybe bump themselves, maybe solidify themselves as a 4 seed, or kind of stay at that 5 seed where it seems like they might be.
I'd argue that at least Notre Dame also played for impact on today.
That's true
because they played a bubble team,
a
team that is maybe not sitting in the right spot, on the right side of the bubble compared to Indiana.
Yeah.
Who knows though? A lot could.
He's
could
talking
change.
about North Carolina.
Yeah,
in case you're not up to speed there.
Yeah.
But I mean, just real quick, like we're not going to spend much time. Butler went 1-1. So that brings their overall record to 14-19, 6-14 in the Big East. They beat Providence in the first round, 75-69, and then they lost to St. John's in the quarterfinals, 78-57. Butler was the 8 seed there, so they obviously played 9 seed Providence. Had to then play
1 seed
St. John's, who is the Big East champion. So
is that, and this is relevant now for 2 different schools, but like when you're in that situation and you lose in the tournament, right? Does it make you feel better or worse that the team you lost to won the whole thing?
I mean, I would always rather lose to the person who won it all.
Okay.
Because like then you say like,
oh, I would have made it through if I didn't have to face the guy who
the
guys who went on and won it.
Yeah. Like I could have won more games if I was on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, you can spins on it a little bit more.
Yeah. Whereas,
and that's sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and that's like the Michigan game, right? Like we were watching, Michigan won, and I was gonna ask the same thing about Purdue. Is they lost to Michigan?
Yeah.
Does it make you, if Michigan lost, does like, it's just unconsequential because it doesn't matter, it didn't happen, but like, would it make you feel better or worse if they lost? But again, it's you'd rather say that you were knocked out by the team that went on to win the whole thing.
Because like you could be, de facto like maybe 3rd or 2nd.
Transitive property, something like that.
Based on, what your margin of loss was, I guess, if you want to look at it. I mean, scored more points.
Yeah.
You scored more points.
Yeah.
But so, St. John's obviously won. We're not going to dive into the games specifically. Do you have anything about Butler that you want to talk about? We've got 20 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to bring up the Kim English quote we got after that loss. It's an all-time quote. I think one of my favorite of all time. An all-time quote, my favorite of all time. Wow.
It's your all-time favorite quote of all time.
Exactly. Exactly. He straight up said it in the post game. It's a disappointing outcome, but we played true to the pitiful, embarrassing season that we had.
Dude.
Talk about a guy keeping it real.
I love when coaches are just blatant and just like don't sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, call it how it is.
But yeah, I mean, that's hilarious. I think, St. John's was a tough ask. I don't know. I mean, if you're Butler, obviously you want to be on the other side of the bracket, but at the end of the day, you're running into a buzzsaw no matter who it is, and it's always probably going to end with St. John's. I mean, they won the whole thing, so it was always going to end with St. John's.
Yeah.
But Indiana, they lost their only game in the Big Ten tournament. They were the 9 seed. They played 8 seed Oregon, and they lost 72-59. And disappointing because that led to them being in the situation they're in right now, sweating it out today. Worried that they might not make the tournament. Because when you're done playing on, Wednesday? When you're done playing on Wednesday, teams are still playing on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's 4 days of
sitting there and seeing like, oh, this team just won and they were not favored to win their league. So now there's a bid stealer. So like there goes a spot, and then you just see spots disappear. You can't gain anything. Like you can only lose ground. And that's what Indiana was doing all week.
I mean, up until the last probably 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They were probably feeling that way because again, I don't think we actually said it. Memphis did win.
Memphis just won
confirmed
by like 12.
Yeah. And that game literally, like, Memphis was the only team making it out of the American. They were making it regardless. So if UAB beat them, then like UAB's in.
UAB gets a bid.
Memphis is also in. And that's one less bid that probably would have kept Indiana out of the tournament.
Here's a tweet for you. Indiana has never won the Big Ten tournament. Took Dusty May one attempt to win it all. I'm sure, there's they did a good job in hiring Dusty May, something that a lot of Indiana fans thought they should have done last year. Should have moved on from Mike Woodson early because Dusty May was available and for everything that it seemed like wanted to go to Indiana. And now he's going to terrorize the Big Ten from Michigan instead of Indiana.
For however long, he just got a 10-year contract?
Yeah. Yeah, so, that's when we talk about bid stealers, if you're not super knowledgeable, like my mom listens to this and she probably does not know what a bid stealer is. I assume most of you do. But whenever there's a one big bid league like the American, where Memphis is the only team that would get into the tournament, based on their resume, then if they don't win their conference tournament, whoever wins gets the auto bid, and Memphis is still going to get an at-large bid because their resume is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so Memphis winning secures that only one team gets in from the American instead of two. And so that's what Indiana was watching out for, specifically Indiana, because they're in some brackets. I think they're in most brackets, I think I saw at least a day ago. Check bracket
it was
matrix.
Like they were in 107 out of like 117 brackets that had been updated at that point. They were not at the time though in Joe Lenardi's bracket, which is just funny because that's like what most, I guess, all of ESPN references as their.
Right now they're in 90 of 111 brackets.
Okay.
And this was updated
gone down a little bit.
March 16th in the morning. And no bid stealers have come. So based on what pretty much every bracketologist says, like they're getting in,
mm-hmm.
They have been wrong before, obviously. Like there have been some shockers. And I'll say that usually I think the shockers come when a team has good metrics but not wins to back it up.
Yeah.
Not like quality wins. So like Indiana State last year is obviously the example everyone's going to turn to and say like Indiana State didn't make it in. They didn't have many losses. They had a lot of wins. They're the team. I think they're the team with the most wins. 28 wins was how many they had at the tournament time. The team with the most wins, they'll be left out ever. And they just didn't have quad one wins, which usually, and it seems like the way they were talking with their interviews, is what the committee values a lot this year.
Yeah.
Indiana has more quad one wins than North Carolina. North Carolina has one. They have more than Xavier. And so if you're thinking of it like, will Indiana make it? Those are good signs.
Yeah. Then they also don't have any quad 3 or worse losses. Like
they don't have any quad 2 losses either.
Quad 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, quad 2 is
they
what I
only
meant.
have quad 1 losses, which is a good thing as well.
Yeah, they're 13 losses were all quad 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which like sucks, but also is like it makes you feel better at this point in time.
Yeah,
with 15 minutes to go before.
Yeah,
before
like
the selection
there's not a like. It won't be their losses that don't get them in. It will be their lack of wins and their metrics probably. But I mean, they're only a 13-loss team. I think like 15 is the number. No one's ever been let in with 15 losses. I want to say is my memory. So usually you don't see
until this year when, well, I guess.
In at large.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have specified.
A team got in with a losing record.
Yeah. Fun fact, I was actually looking this up. There are like over a dozen teams that have gotten in with a losing record, and I think all but one have gotten a 16 seed. One got a 15 seed, and I was like, that's crazy. Like, that is nuts. But so Indiana's going to be sweating it out for the next
20 minutes probably.
Yeah, I mean, remember 2 years ago? No, 3 years ago when they made it and they went to Dayton and they were in the 4th region to be revealed, and it was just like, there's no way they didn't make it. Like, there's no way, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Notre Dame real quick, just because they had some impact into this.
So they went 1-1 this week. That brings their final record to 15-18 overall, then 8-12 in the ACC. They won in the first round against the 13 seed Pitt. Notre Dame was the 12 seed. So they performed as expected. They won 55-54. Then they went on to lose against the 5 seed North Carolina, 76-56. That's obviously in the second round. The big, this game here, the Notre Dame and North Carolina game was pretty consequential because if Notre Dame wins that game, right, that probably ruins North Carolina's hopes of getting in. They're another one of those teams that they're sitting there right there with Indiana of, they're in that kind of that 8-team bubble. You get your first 4 in, your first 4 out. Or I guess your last 4 in, first 4 out. So they're kind of sitting on that edge, and I think obviously they went North Carolina, then went on to play Duke and played them pretty close. I think it was a 1-point game, maybe.
Because remember it was the lane violation game.
Yeah.
The lane they were down. I think it was, I don't remember if that ended up being a 3-point game, but North Carolina had the game tying free throw wiped off because they had a lane violation.
Yep, that's right.
On their own free throw.
So,
which is insane, like absolutely heartbreaking, dude. Like
that's especially if North Carolina does not get in today.
Yeah,
like that's like the big.
If they win that game, they're in, and Indiana is probably out. Like, or Indiana is like the last team in.
Yeah,
and they're probably playing
really
each other in
sweating
Dayton.
it.
I think that there's a non-zero. I think that they're out. I think North Carolina's out.
Okay,
but I think there's a low chance that they get in, and if they get in, there's a 100% chance, almost 100% in my mind, that they play Indiana. Like, just for ratings.
I think purely based on, because that game will feed families.
Yeah, that would be their highest first 4 game ever. Like, has to be, which I think
it'd probably be one of their highest first round games ever.
Which I think the most viewed was Michigan State UCLA, which makes sense.
I thought it was Indiana 3 years ago.
Maybe 4
years ago when they played in Dayton.
Maybe it was.
I don't know, but like either way,
I know at the time that Michigan UCLA was. For reference, North Carolina's in 27 brackets out of 111. So seems like they won't get in, but who knows?
What sucks for that kid that violated the lane.
What a horrible phrase.
I didn't know how else to put it.
No,
the kid that lane violated. The kid that had the lane
stepped over the line.
The kid that had the lane violation. I mean, it's definitely, Notre Dame had the chance to end their dream, North Carolina's dreams, a game sooner. Gave them a little bit of hope, and then the team just happened to crumble, I guess. And
because they could have completely popped their bubble. On site, like that loss, done. You're just done. You're not making it.
Your season is done, and now they just have to sit there and wait, twiddle their thumbs until their name potentially gets called.
Is called. Well, yeah, they'll be in the Crown or the NIT. I don't remember exactly who is eligible for what, but then Purdue.
If they accept the NIT.
Yeah, we've got 10 minutes left, so let's talk about Purdue a little bit because theirs is going to be an interesting situation today. They went 1-1, so they beat the 14 seed USC 76-71 in like a sweaty game. It was surprising because USC was coming off a double overtime win against Rutgers.
Yep.
And so I completely expected Purdue to be fine. And then, they follow that up with a loss, 86-68 in the quarterfinals to the 3rd seed eventual champion today, Michigan, and was not like their last 2 matchups with Michigan. I feel like,
oh, absolutely not. I don't know what Purdue team was on that court.
Yeah, like didn't they absolutely blast them the first time they played?
I think so.
In Mackey because because remember they were like Destiny was like we were not ready for Mackey. Like it was unreal.
Yeah.
And then they lost in overtime on some BS call or something.
Sounds right.
At Michigan, they barely lost, and then they got cooked here. So that was they were the 6th seed. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Should be noted.
Yeah. So they lost to Michigan, and then that kind of puts them seemingly on the 5 line is what I'm seeing. I've got Purdue as like the top 5, the highest rated 5 seed.
Right. Yeah.
So I guess that would be the 17th team. Like great, that's a great spot to be.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes me nervous because if you're playing a 12 seed, you are playing the best automatic bid team is what you're playing typically. So like 12 seeds here, UC San Diego, that's scary to me. UC San Diego is very good.
Yeah.
And like I think they're a 30-win team. Like they are very good. So you don't want to play them. You also don't want to play Colorado State either because they're playing really, really well. McNeese is the other team that's projected to be a 12. You definitely don't want to play McNeese. Like Liberty is probably the one you want to pull because all of those are really, really scary teams. And 512 is
UC San Diego is a 30-win team, by the way.
So 512, if you don't know about just like bracketing principles, it's 12 seed is the best automatic bid.
Mm-hmm.
Of like mid majors, basically of like mid majors typically. So the 5 seed has to play, a 30-win team, whatever 28-win team that like McNeese is. So you're playing a really, really good team who just didn't have an opportunity to get a lot of quality wins. And so it's always the upset pick. You always get almost two every time, 12 over 5s.
Yeah.
And so like that's scary. So that's why you really wanted to have this Michigan win so that you can make it to a 4 seed and avoid that. But it's going to be like scary because Purdue historically has had, not more than not more than most people, but like it's been memed into a thing that Purdue always loses to a double-digit seed when they shouldn't.
Yeah, and at least in recent
years
history,
before the last,
other than last year.
Last year, yeah.
Last year
I was gonna say last 2, but yep.
Well, real quick, we've got the selection show starts in 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Let's go through just the teams that have got the automatic bid.
Yeah,
the conference winners. I'm just gonna fire through this list. Stop me if there's anything that you want to bring up.
Yep.
But so just to recap for everyone, we talked a little bit about it last week. But there were only like 3 or 4 that had been selected. So right now, out of the American East, Bryant won the conference. They got in. This conference will not have an at-large. The American
Bryant's gonna be like a 15, probably.
Yeah, that's it's about on par. The American we just talked about. Memphis won that. The American will also be a 1-bid league, so Memphis will be the only one representing them. They'll probably be
they're an 8 seed is what I'm looking at right now. So just our bracket that we use, kind of, I don't want to say our default, but one that we like is NKY Bracketology. We like his work. He's really accurate, typically, and so we have like his bracket up, and so that's kind of what I'm cross-referencing with here, just for reference, in case you're wondering, like whose bracket are they looking at? Like it's NKY Bracketology. We like him. So shout out to Hunter for the bracket that we're using.
And then the A10, we've got VCU. They're probably in like a 9-10 seed.
He's
A10's
11.
okay.
He's got them at an 11 seed, the last 11 seed.
A10 kind of dog water. I don't think they might.
Yeah,
A second team might get in. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Like I'd be shocked
because I think Dayton
which is
fell
wild
off
to think
hard.
about. Yeah, Dayton being
and
in
like
that conference.
everyone else just kind of. It was a really disappointing year for the A10.
Yep. And then the ACC, we've got Duke. The A Sun is Lipscomb. I'm just gonna go a little bit faster now because we are getting close.
Yeah.
And then we can kind of circle back on anything. The Big 12, no surprise, that was Houston. Big 12 will be a multi-bid league.
Yeah, Houston and Duke are going to be 1 seeds.
Yeah.
Probably not the overall one. That'll probably be Auburn, but they will be 1 seeds.
Maybe not. Duke could be the overall.
I just don't think they have the resume because they played nobody.
Yeah, the ACC is pretty weak this year. The Big East got St. John's. Probably will be a 1 seed. If they are a 2 seed,
They'll be a 2 seed.
Will they?
Yeah,
and
because the 4th 1 seed is going to be Florida, who just won the SEC tournament.
Right. That's right. But St. John's it's a buzzsaw right now. Not a team that anyone wants to play, in my opinion. The Big Sky was Montana. They won Starch Madness. I stayed up for that game. It was I was
15
tired.
seed, by the way.
Yeah. Big South is High Point. High Point, I believe, is one of those teams that is their first NCAA appearance.
Yeah, and they're 13, so that's really good.
Big Ten, Michigan, we talked about. Big Ten might be the only other double-digit at-large bid team. Conference, excuse me. Yep. The Big West, like we talked about, UC San Diego, they are really good. The 30 wins, just absolutely handled business out west. CAA is UNC Wilmington. Shout out to my boy Walker. That is his alma mater.
Mm-hmm.
So I was up watching along, experiencing that game with him via social media.
Nice.
Conference USA is Liberty.
Yeah, it's like another 12. So the last 2 are 12s there.
The Horizon League is Robert Morris. We talked about them all season. They're pretty good.
Yeah, 14 seed, so that could have been PFW.
Ivy League, Yale. Remember my mantra. You can always count on the Ivy League. I am not as confident in them this year.
They're back to back though.
But
2 years in a row they've made it.
We'll see who they draw. They'll probably be a 14 seed, 15 seed, I imagine.
Yale's 13.
13.
Alleged, he has them at the top as the top 13.
Then the MAC is Mount St. Mary's.
MAC with 2 A's.
The MAC with 2 A's.
16
I
seed.
thought I emphasized the MAC.
MAC?
Then the MAC is the Akron Zips. No surprise there. Do we
13.
think that they got in without winning the conference?
No. I don't think they would.
They
were good, but
I just
think
again
that,
the MAC is weak in general, and they don't have that great of a.
I think UC Irvine was almost as good as UC San Diego, and they're probably not going to get it.
That's true. That's true.
They're probably the first 4 out, and they were way better than them.
Yep. And the MEAC is Norfolk State getting
16.
that automatic bid. The Missouri Valley Conference is, to no surprise, Drake.
They're gonna. Where are they, Drake? It's such a short
9?
thing, dude. See, I would think that they would be in that range, but I just can't find their name. They're red. That's why I can't find them. Drake, 11 seed, which I think
feels right.
I would rather them be an 11 seed. Because if you're that 1 seed, if they're like a 9, if they're a 9 seed and they win their game, then they have to play a 1 seed, and that 1 seed should not have to play Drake. It's a horrible draw.
Yeah. So a couple more to get through here. The Mountain West was Colorado State.
Ethan Morton
could be playing
Purdue. That would be crazy.
That'd be awesome.
He come full circle, beats Purdue in the NCAA tournament.
Jeez. Northeast was St. Francis. The Ohio Valley was SIUE.
They're doing a tribute to Greg Gumbel. So Greg Gumbel was always the guy who would read out the selection show and tell you where your team was seated, and he passed away a couple months ago from cancer. So he didn't do the show last year, and they didn't really say why, but it was obviously cancer. So they're doing a little tribute to him right now. Let's just finish up, because I would be quiet and let this happen, but that would be terrible air. Oh, okay, it's done. That would be terrible air.
Just get through these last few. Ohio Valley, SIUE. The Patriot was American. SEC was Florida. Southern was Wofford. Southland, McNeese. SWAC, Alabama State. Summit League, Omaha. Sunbelt was Troy. West Coast Conference was Gonzaga. And the WAC was Grand Canyon. So those are all teams that are guaranteed in the tournament.
Yep. All right, so they're getting ready to. So the selection show just started 6:02. So, we're probably gonna start in the South. I would imagine the South region with Auburn. I would imagine Auburn goes to the South, Duke goes to the East, Houston goes to the
West.
Midwest probably, and then Florida goes to the West. That's what I would guess, if that's what I'm, based on how he has them seated or ranked. I get power ranked technically, but we will be going to the South region first. All right, so where are we going first, guys? Come on. So what's your take, Jaren? Indiana in or out?
I think they're in.
They're going to commercial. I think they're in too. I think they play Xavier. I think Xavier also gets in. And I think they play Xavier. My thought. So the other possible: San Diego State, West Virginia, Indiana, Xavier.
All right. The official word is Auburn, the overall 1 seed, and they are
playing.
So
yeah, that's expected. We expected them to be the overall 1. Alabama State, St. Francis. I think St. Francis is like the smallest school. (16-17). There it is. Louisville. Oh my God. Louisville on an Auburn in the second round would be nuts.
Dude, they are looking fly as hell, though.
Yeah, they are.
Shout out to
who's their
Adidas,
9
probably.
seed? Creighton, Louisville is gonna be awesome.
That's going to be a great.
That's gonna be a ton
first
of fun.
round game.
Oh my gosh! And then whoever wins that game plays Auburn. That's gonna be electric. This region is already gonna be insane. Michigan is the 5 seed. Oh my God! So it seems
from
like
the locker room.
Seems like they didn't get bumped up with their win, because I thought that they might be a 4 seed. Well, NKY had them at the top 5 seed, so I guess that tracks. So they should be playing like the worst 12. That's how that works. UC San Diego. Oh, I think that's going to be a very popular one to pick UC San Diego, even though Michigan just won the Big Ten tournament, because Michigan was kind of dookie up until the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah.
UC San Diego is very good, guys. That could be dangerous. Texas A&M. This is a loaded region.
Yeah.
A&M. Yale and A&M. Is Buzz good for it, dude? Is he good enough to avoid it? To avoid the Jaren special?
That worries me. This is what I was scared of. I was scared of a situation like this where they'd actually play a team that they might
Ole
not.
Miss is the 6. San Diego
San
State.
Diego
North
State.
Carolina got in.
Wow.
That worries me. Although if North Carolina got in, I feel like Indiana has to be in.
Oh, almost certainly.
So I think it's going to be Indiana.
So to me, that tells me Indiana is not
West Virginia.
a play-in game. That makes me think Indiana's not a play-in game.
They could be the other play-in game because North Carolina could be like the worst of the 4.
That's true.
Iowa State, if they get in over Indiana, though, that's crazy. Iowa State's the 3. Lipscomb. Okay. Dude, Iowa State, Ole Miss, Marquette. This has got to be the hardest region. How is this fair to Auburn? How is this fair to Auburn? New Mexico and Marquette.
That would be a fun game.
Richard Pitino. Oh my God.
Potentially in his last season at New Mexico.
Please. St. John's. Dang it. Michigan State gets the 2. This region is an absolute insane.
Could you imagine if it was St. John's though?
St. John, the Patino special in the second round. Michigan and Michigan State are in the same region.
That's crazy.
I mean, on other sides of the region bracket. Right. Bryant versus Michigan State. Dude, this is an absolutely insane region. This is brutal. Auburn, Louisville, Creighton, Michigan, Texas A&M, Michigan State. Dude, holy smokes.
Okay, I am gonna. We got to do some changing around. I realized that the screen that I have the live bracket on, and the one that we are watching is the same monitor, so I can't minimize the visions for us. So I'm gonna stand up and just slide it down a screen real quick.
The live bracket's not updated, but I don't know when it becomes updated.
Oh,
it's just TBA. So we don't have any visual to show you. I wish we did. Maybe they'll do it after the whole region is announced. I'll keep refreshing and I'll let you know.
Okay. Dude, I don't even know. This region is a buzzsaw.
I'm gonna fill out this region alone will make me fill out multiple brackets.
Dog, I might make 8 different brackets because of this region.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think that any team can beat any team at any given time, for the most part.
I can't believe North Carolina got in. If Indiana doesn't get in, then that is absolutely insane. Twitter's going crazy. North Carolina is in. That is crazy. Just for reference, Bracket Matrix, they were in 27 brackets out of 111. The committee always pulls a surprise. That's crazy.
Who wins that?
That region?
I mean, Auburn.
Probably Auburn.
You gotta imagine. This is obviously it's chalk. It sounds chalk, but you gotta think it's probably Auburn, Michigan State playing in the Elite Eight, right? Gut check feeling.
Probably. I wish I had the. There it is. It's updated now.
Okay, we're gonna do some screen swapping real quick.
Yeah, because I think Michigan State can get past Marquette. And then the 3 on that side is Iowa State. And Iowa State, as good as they've been, they weren't great. They didn't win they only won against a couple of teams that were actually in the bracket. So I don't know, dude. Probably I just feel like it's not gonna go chalk, but my brain tells me Michigan State and Auburn would be great. It does eliminate having Bruce Pearl and Tom Izzo both in the Final Four, which sucks.
That would have been legendary, I think.
Yeah, just absolute titans.
Okay, now that all that shuffling around, our unpaid intern did not show up to work today. So it is up to me.
Yeah, Jaren's doing double duty.
So let's do.
That is crazy.
Think if we're here.
Everyone, okay, so.
All right, here we go. So. The full bracket does not fit, or the full I guess quadrant of the bracket is a little cut off,
so
but
close.
Just to go back through it again while they're at commercial. Auburn, the 1 seed, playing Alabama State or St. Francis. Louisville is the 8, playing Creighton as the 9. Michigan as the 5, playing 12 seed.
Dude,
UC
all
San
these games
Diego.
are going to be bangers.
That game is going to be electric. And the 4 seed is Texas A&M playing Yale. Then moving down to the bottom half of that region is 6 seed Ole Miss playing the winner of San Diego State or UNC. It feels like a crime saying that San Diego State and UNC are playing games. Like, that's just the world we live in. Teams are better all around. 3 seed Iowa State playing 14 seed Lipscomb, 7 seed Marquette, 10 New Mexico, then Michigan State versus Bryant in the 2-15 game.
Duke is the number 1 seed in the East. Okay. I just can't get over the fact that North Carolina got in. Louisville's underseeded as an 8 for sure. American and Mount St. Mary's plays Duke.
That means, what's that? Still one more play-in game.
Yeah.
Still one more play-in game.
Mississippi State and who? 9 seed is Baylor. Ooh. Be interesting. Michigan State, Baylor versus Mississippi State. Oregon. Dude, this region is so much weaker already. I mean, I haven't seen the 2, the 3, the 4 yet. Who's the 12? Colorado State. Oh, it's Liberty. Liberty. Yeah, I just really feel like they might have the hardest region in the South. Arizona got a 4 seed. NKY had them as a 4. Akron.
Ooh. Double A logos.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Not as much firepower here in the top half of this region. Okay, 6 seed. BYU.
Okay.
Cannon Catchings, man. Purdue decommit.
And he's not even in the front row of the video of them watching. VCU.
Was the 11 out of the A10?
Yep.
That's crazy. 3 seed. Kentucky? My guess.
At the 3?
Yeah. Wisconsin. No reaction. No reaction.
I mean, they know.
Team. Yeah.
And they probably expect to be higher, honestly.
The 14.
Montana Grizzlies. Winners of Starch Madness.
Montana. The 7. St. Mary's. Oh my God. Who's going to be the 10? Vandy. Arkansas. Give me Arkansas, please.
It won't be Arkansas. It won't be Arkansas.
Vandy.
It is Vandy. Mark Byington.
That'll be a fun game.
Guy that knows how to win.
Yeah, he was at JMU, right?
Yep.
little early, folks. Thanks for tuning in, Logan. Alabama.
0% chance Logan's still watching.
No.
I also purposely, I just didn't acknowledge it because we talked about why we were early.
Yeah.
He was the one that was late.
Alabama. 15 seed is going to be Omaha.
Indiana.
Robert Morris. Ooh, dude.
Dude, Robert Morris could score the ball.
That game is going to be 1,000,000 points.
I expect it to be.
It takes them a minute to update it, but yeah, dude. Liberty, Oregon. Honestly, if we're talking about a 5-12 special, Liberty might be my pick because I'm not that impressed with Oregon. I know they beat Indiana, but like they played it close with Michigan State, but
I don't
know, man. I'm
Dana
not
Altman,
in on it.
Problem is Dana Altman's a winner.
It's true. Definitely true. I don't know. Arizona, Akron. That one's interesting. Mississippi State, Baylor.
I think Akron has a legitimate chance of beating Arizona.
Me too.
I think Akron is incredibly good.
I don't know much about VCU, but I think BYU should be fine there.
VCU just plays really good defense.
Wisconsin
and
should be
BYU
fine.
scores about 1,000,000 points.
Yeah, Wisconsin should be fine. St. Mary's, Vandy. Dude, I just feel like St. Mary's is always just a brutal draw for anyone. With this much prep playing St. Mary's, brutal. Alabama, Robert Morris, I think is going to be a compelling.
Dude, I'll tell you.
15/2.
Yeah,
but I mean, Alabama can go to the Final Four.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. So the South region we talked about is just an absolute buzzsaw. Any team can beat anyone. The East, we might see a combined 1,000,000 points.
Yeah.
We might see a combined 1,000,000 points in that region because of all the teams that can just put it up. All right, just waiting for the refresh. Want to do me a favor? Can you look up real quick to see if there's a live bracket anywhere else that might be loading faster?
There probably isn't because they're the official ones that release it.
That's valid.
I will look it up though. ESPN's is updated, so they're already updated right now.
Okay, the CBS is now. So.
Okay, so seemingly at least the same.
Yeah,
that we know of.
All right,
I'll try it earlier next time.
Pulling the bracket up right now, just to walk through it again. The 1 seed Duke playing the winner of Mount St. Mary's or American.
Yeah,
that game, I guess, is still TBA. But that'll be a Tuesday or a Wednesday game.
Duke will be fine.
Yeah, Duke, no problems there. Mississippi State, Baylor. That's an interesting game to me. Just because I'm a big fan of Drew. Not in Baylor and Mississippi State. They lost the first round last year, right?
Who?
Mississippi State. But
maybe
I can't remember, but they were a team that legitimately could have gone deeper than they did.
Yeah.
I just can't remember how deep they went. Mississippi State, they're just a really good team. The SEC is tough. That will be a tough matchup, but definitely will be a fun game. Then Oregon as the 5 playing 12 Liberty. Again, it could be a 5-12 special, but Dana Altman at Oregon is just a great coach. He'll get the Ducks ready. Arizona Akron. This game to me has the most upset potential in this entire region. I really like Akron. They're a team that just can put it up. They play well. In Arizona is just, you don't know what Caleb Love you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you get the he's not on today version, I think Akron can pull it off. BYU VCU. BYU scores about 1,000,000 points a game. VCU plays great defense. We'll see what happens there, but they'll likely be the only team out of the A10 in VCU. 3 Wisconsin, who also scores about 1,000,000 points a game, playing Montana. Should not be a problem for Wisconsin, in my opinion. St. Mary's, Vanderbilt, Byington turned that Vanderbilt program around.
Vanderbilt is the
year.
hardest place to coach in the SEC.
And Byington's done really well. So, but St. Mary's is St. Mary's. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. I think that's got upset potential for sure.
Yeah, that one could go either way.
And then Alabama, Robert Morris, we will see a ton of points in this game, but I think that Alabama is just going to be, they're just going to, I think, win, mostly because you got to think, okay, Alabama played well out of the SEC, and Robert Morris, they played in the Horizon League, so, like, there's just a large disparity in the competition there, so.
All right. They're about to go through the next region, but before we do that, Pat 40, I agree with this. North Carolina had 11 opportunities to play teams that are in the tournament. They won one time in December. It is 4 losses to teams that didn't get in, but put them in the field, sure. All right, so what is this? The West?
This is the
West of the Midwest.
Midwest.
The Midwest. Houston's the number 1 in the Midwest.
No surprise.
They're going to be headed to Wichita. That makes sense. Who are they playing? SIUE. Ooh, we got some OVC team. Here we go. Nice. I'm glad that they got in.
And not playing.
Didn't have to play in, yeah. Gonzaga is an 8.
Nine straight Sweet 16s for Gonzaga.
Yeah, and they have, I think, yeah, that's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. They'd have to play Houston. I don't think they're making it past Houston.
I don't think
they might not make it past the first round. Who's their 9? Tell me, Zucker. Georgia?
I think the Zags clear there,
right. Yeah.
But then they had to play the second highest scoring team in the nation, and Gonzaga against Houston, who just has a smothering defense. Clemson at the 5 seed. That, I don't know. That always that feels kind of high to me.
Clemson a 5,
but hey, future Indiana coach.
Clemson McNeese, the battle for
India. Oh my God,
okay,
winner gets the job.
Well, no. Here's the thing: when that game happens, whoever loses, you're gonna if you don't hear an announcement.
Oh
like
my
if
God!
Clemson loses and you don't hear an announcement. Purdue a 4.
Oh my God!
They got a seed over Michigan. Let's go. Still the 4 seed. High Point.
Ooh, first time.
Let's go. Look at that crowd, dude.
Dude, so
that's a much better. Avoiding the 5 line is so good on Purdue. I think that they should be fine.
Yeah, they should be fine. Dude, Clemson McNeese, winner of that goes on to play Purdue. That's like the coach that wins.
That beats Purdue. Illinois, the 6
seed.
Who they got? Who's their 11? I mean, we know Indiana's not here.
Right.
Texas Xavier. So Indiana's either not in or they're avoiding a play-in game. Which I doubt.
Yeah. I think if North Carolina and Xavier are in as a play-in, Indiana should be in.
Ooh. Indiana has a better resume than both of those. Than Texas and Xavier, and I think they definitely have a better one than North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, please.
3 seed Kentucky. Playing in Milwaukee.
They're going to shock us and give like Indiana here at the 10.
At the 10?
Yeah. Troy versus Kentucky. That's in Milwaukee, dude. UCLA is 7.
So Indiana won't be the 10 seed here.
No. Dude. I'm so nervous. I don't think they get in now.
I think
Utah State. Do you think they're just going to be an 11 seed?
I think so.
Tennessee, the 2. Tennessee UCLA is going to be an absolute slugfest.
Dude, if Utah State doesn't win.
That's true.
I really like Utah State.
Wofford. Oh my
Will you
gosh.
refresh ESPN real quick for me?
Yeah. I closed it, but
What good
I
are
got
you?
it. No, I don't. There it is. Nothing yet. Yes, it's updated. Houston, SIUE, it's updated. It's just loading real slow.
Okay, we're gonna pivot.
Pivot. It's just not
Did you
loading.
just go to the NCAA bracket?
I just Googled live. NCAA bracket and scrolled till I found ESPN. Side note, the Oregon Liberty thing on CBS has like, if you click on the little eye icon, it gives you like team comparisons and stuff. It has key players. The key player for Oregon is N'Faly Dante. Dude's not even there anymore. I was like, I literally pulled him up online and I was like, yeah, he plays, it says for the Rockets. What is this? Yeah, there it is.
Okay, let's go ahead and
We're gonna pull up the bracket here, but this is interesting. Texas Xavier. Okay, that makes me really nervous for Indiana. Oh, I hate that. My gut now says Indiana's not in, which I think is crazy. Because I thought that they were for sure going to be into Dayton. But I think that Purdue avoiding the 5 seed is very nice.
yeah. So running through this again now that we've got it up. We've got Houston at the 1 playing SIUE at the 16. SIUE obviously out of the Ohio Valley. 8 Gonzaga versus 9 Georgia. I firmly believe in the Zags in this game. I think Georgia is kind of meh.
Bracket Busters, High Point is going to cook Purdue. Interesting.
All right. 5 Clemson versus 12 McNeese. The battle for Indiana, we'll call it, because Will Wade wants the job. Brad Brunell is allegedly
seemingly like the leader.
The leader. So that'll be fun, just for narrative purposes. For Purdue against 13 High Point, we have it on good authority that High Point will cook Purdue. So we shall see.
We gotta side with our coffee sponsor, I think. He knows High Point a lot better than we know High Point.
Yes, and then we've got 6 Illinois playing the winner of Texas Xavier.
That's the Indiana State game. You got Julian Larry and Jason Kent versus Ryan Conwell.
Yeah.
That's the Indiana State game, brother.
And then they'll go on to play former conference rival Ben Hummerkaus.
Yeah. Points per game, High Point 82. All right.
3 seed Kentucky versus 14 seed Troy. I think Kentucky clears that. 7 UCLA, 10 Utah State. To me, this smells like a upset. I'm not super bought in on the Bruins. I think they're kind of mid. And then Utah State is just, they're always, like, if they're good, they're good. And then 2, Tennessee versus 15 Wofford. I think that Uncle Rick is gonna handle business with the Volunteers. But anything from these teams, Adam, that you wanna touch on? Unfortunately, our graphic is in the way, so we can't get all of them on the screen at the same time. But
I think that the 6-11 game is probably going to be one of the most compelling. But I think that for narrative, and I think just style of play, the 5-12 Clemson McNeese is going to be electrifying. Going to be so fun.
I just love watching McNeese play in general.
Mm-hmm.
So watching them play that
winner. That if you see red underneath their shirt, underneath their quarter zips,
they're just ready to.
They're ready to announce it. All right, they're gonna do the 4th region here, which is the West.
Let's honestly, Hear me out. I'm just gonna leave it up to see if it updates.
Yeah. All right. Who do we have? Florida, number 1 seed in the West, of course. So they're the 4th number 1. I think Indiana's cooked. I think Indiana is cooked. So Florida, they get Norfolk State. Okay. Fine. Florida will be fine. Florida is playing so hot right now. UConn, Florida, possible second round matchup. Oklahoma.
Boomer. That's the point where you say sooner. Okay.
Oklahoma, UConn's interesting to me.
Do we see Indiana as a 12 seed in Seattle?
No, they won't be a 12. Because that would be below the play-ins.
That's true.
Memphis, 5 seed. There's absolutely no way that Indiana just didn't make the field.
Okay, that's not.
Colorado State and Memphis.
Go back to the full view for us.
Sneaky mid-major matchup is a 5-12, dude.
Yeah.
Crab 5 is such a good name.
I love
Maryland, the 4. Oh my god, dude.
Ooh.
GCU. Just give us Indiana as the 11 here and shock everyone. Missouri. Versus Tamar Bates, Indiana versus old team versus old player. If this isn't Indiana, they're cooked. Yeah, Drake. All right, Indiana's cooked, dude. That's crazy. I literally
hear me out.
Cannot believe that.
Indiana 10 seed.
No shot.
Indiana 10 seed.
No shot because they already reveal Arkansas.
No, they haven't.
Texas Tech, okay. That's crazy. The highest scoring Texas Tech team in 30 years. Dude, I am shook. Team. I'm actually shook.
I'm trembling. Like I'm
Wilmington.
I'm angry.
It just doesn't make any logical sense to have all 3 of those teams above Indiana.
Twitter's probably
Kansas.
Exploding.
Oh, here we go. Here's the Kansas Indiana. No. Dude, I cannot believe this. 7 Arkansas. That's a fun narrative matchup. Indiana's going to be the first team out. I guarantee it, aren't they? Kansas, Arkansas. Who's the last 2? St. John's?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. St. John's.
15 seed Indiana. Calling it. I don't care.
Yeah. This is ridiculous.
This is, oh my god. We might just end the show. I forgot Omaha hadn't been picked yet.
There's just no way. There's no way an Indiana team is first 4 out 2 years in a row. The committee will pay for its crime. That's ridiculous. All right, so let's talk about this bracket. Before I just continue to get more mad.
Fuck, at this rate, you might be home before bedtime.
Dude, I might. No, it takes me an undisclosed amount of time to get home. Someone's gonna dox you and then do a circle of your place.
GeoGuessr type stuff.
Rainbolt would find me in minutes. All right, it's updating live. So I think narratively, narratively, I think the one that's funniest is Arkansas, Kansas.
Why is that?
Because it's Cal versus Self. Which is so funny.
Yeah.
I think Missouri Drake is going to be very interesting. That's going to be a really fun game.
I think, yeah. I think Drake wins that game. Not gonna lie.
Probably. They're just so solid, dude. There's no way.
Dude,
All right.
I'm literally like I'm fuming.
Yeah. How can we carry on? Florida beats UConn or Oklahoma in the second round, and then they beat. If they get Maryland, I think they still walk through Maryland there. This is an easy Florida to the Elite Eight region for me, and then they have to play St. John's, Texas Tech, Drake, Missouri, like St. John's or Texas Tech probably. St. John's is the only one. Like I would be, I think both of those are hard matchups, but St. John's is the one I would be more worried about. Dogs beefing. Apologize if you can hear that. Dude, I can't believe it. Or was it? Yeah, I think this is where I want a St. John's Florida matchup, no matter what it costs. No matter what it costs.
I mean, I think that's the most logical thing to happen. I just.
Oh my god. West Virginia.
Hang on. They're talking about Indiana.
What? I truly do not understand how you put Indiana out and North Carolina in. They don't all vote on every team.
No.
That's ridiculous. So basically they said that they think that the reasoning why is because Indiana didn't have as good of metrics as the other teams. Better quad record, so more wins against better teams, other than maybe Texas. But not better metrics, which I think is stupid. Like I like metrics, and I'm a metrics guy. We've established,
but
this. They've literally shown that they can win more than North Carolina can. You know what I mean? Against teams that are in the field, they beat Michigan State.
It was a
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they beat Purdue.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
That is ridiculous. Oh my god.
I'm just like scrolling through this bracket, just looking at teams that
they will show us the first four out here. Indiana, West Virginia, I think. I know it doesn't matter, but Oklahoma didn't what did they even finish? They played 6. They won 6 SEC games, which isn't a metric, like your conference record, but they only won 6 conference games. Oh my god. I cannot believe. No West Virginia, no Indiana. Okay, guys. SEC gets 14 teams in, 2 who went 6-12 in the conference, 2 teams with 1 quad 1 win got in. Jeff Rabjohns reported that Indiana was not selected and they have no plans to play in the NIT or the Crown, so their season is over. The Mike Woodson era is officially over. Oh my gosh. Well, they need to make a hire. They need to make a hire that's going to absolutely change things. All right.
Naturally, though, I mean, UNC's athletic director is the chairman of the committee.
Yep. He is. Yep.
So that's just something to note. But like,
Interesting. Interesting. A little home cooking. I'm about to be going off on TikTok. This is ridiculous. Okay, I apologize. We need to get back to the show at hand. I mean, I guess we are a Indiana schools podcast first, and we absolutely should have had. I'm not saying Indiana deserved to be in the field no matter what. I'm saying Indiana deserved to be in the field over
North Carolina and Xavier at minimum.
North Carolina and Xavier at least.
At minimum, yeah.
So we do have Purdue, which is our lone team, once again in the tournament because one Indiana team is the first four out. Who? Are we gonna fill out a bracket?
Yeah, I'm working on finding the.
Right, they're coming back. They're gonna tell us. I think the first four out here. No, okay. So the overall seed list is Auburn was the best, Duke 2, Houston 3, Florida 4, Tennessee 5, Alabama 6, Michigan State 7, St. John's 8, Texas Tech 9, Iowa State 10. Chair from North Carolina. What's their reasoning? Talking about what was hardest.
Yeah.
So we're going to fill out a bracket in just a minute here. But Bubba Cunningham, Director of Athletics, North Carolina, is explaining what was hard. Interesting that North Carolina got in. Hook 'em, Jay Wright. He's literally asking about North Carolina getting in to the athletic director. Come on now. They're asking if he had any conflict, if there was a conflict of interest between him and North Carolina getting in. Quad 1 record, 1-12. Don't worry, guys. He wasn't allowed to vote. That's all you need to know, right? What? I want to know who the next team out was. Okay. So, side note, last year Indiana State starting five was Isaiah Swope, Julian Larry, Ryan Conwell, Jason Kent, and Robbie Avila. Robbie Avila and Isaiah Swope are at St. Louis. They are not in the field, but Larry, Kent, and
Conwell
are all playing in the tournament. In the same, you will have three of them in the same game playing each other. Oh, ain't no way. That's women's.
I know. It just refreshed.
Five contingency brackets. I'm just shook as to how Indiana's not in. We might just fill this out and then call it. We haven't talked about this. Do you want to have a bracket challenge? Not a bracket challenge, just a bracket pool.
For
just anyone who
our
wants to enter.
viewers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we won't have any money and it won't cost any money to join. Probably won't have any reward either other than bragging rights, but see if anyone wants to join. We're basically talking about the bubble right now. First four out: West Virginia and Indiana, Ohio State, and Boise State. So Indiana wasn't even the first team out. So even if Notre Dame had beaten North Carolina, Indiana still would not be in the field. Okay, see what's BS about this? The thing that really frustrates me about it is like North Carolina had more wins and a higher net ranking because they had to play absolutely atrocious teams in the ACC all year. And so that boosted their net ranking while Indiana had to play good teams in the Big Ten all year. Like, I don't understand how they can see those things as even close to the same. Oh, Tuesday, North Carolina, San Diego State. You know what? I might not even watch. I'll watch. We'll be together. We'll watch. Oh my God. I cannot believe it. All right, so we're gonna the end of the show. We're gonna do explanation of UNC over IU sounded rehearsed.
Almost assuredly.
Yeah, because they knew exactly what people were gonna pinpoint. That is ridiculous.
But yes, to Adam's point, we will be doing a one bracket per person bracket challenge. We will post that on our social media later, along with our official picks that we will do collectively. I expect that Adam and I will both individually join as well. So we'll have our crowd
our show one. And then I will fill one out and he will fill one out.
Yep. So let's
So if you want to join, go ahead and join. We'll tweet it out. We'll put it in like well, we won't put it in the I don't know. I was gonna say we could put it in the show notes. We can edit the show notes probably.
Description?
Yeah, in the description.
Yeah.
We'll put a link in the description. We'll put we'll pin a tweet on our Twitter. Put it in our bio or something on Instagram.
And it'll be open to anyone. So like if you join and then have some friends that want to join, you are more than welcome to share that around. I think that'll be fun to see how many people actually join because we'll post it publicly and anyone can join.
Maybe we can give something to the winner. I don't know what, but
we'll
find something.
Yeah, we'll workshop a.
If we get some people in here, we'll get something to you.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't know what yet.
For sure, at minimum, like a gift from us. So let's go ahead and remove some tabs here so I don't accidentally dox myself. All
right, so we're gonna fill out a bracket together.
Marks bar. Hide.
Beat a number 2 seed. Okay, here's a fun fact for you. Indiana beat a number 2 seed, Michigan State on the road, and a number 4 seed at home. North Carolina beat UCLA 7 seed on a neutral site. Xavier's best wins are over a 7 seed Marquette and a 9 seed Creighton. Texas has 15 losses. Interesting. All right. Yeah, let's fill out this bracket, Jaren. So
All right, so let's start in the South.
yeah,
Just
we're gonna go region by region.
Yep, all the way to the Final Four, and then
Go to the next
next?
region. Yeah.
Yep. So
So I know, is that how you fill it out when you fill out a bracket? I know it depends on the app because the tournament challenge app like makes you do the first round, second round, third round.
yeah.
If you're on paper, what's your preferred? We print one out right now? No. I'm just kidding. I'm not getting up to get that paper. But can I print one out before I leave?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So my preferred is I like to go round by round.
Me too.
Personally.
Me too.
So like I'll do all of the first round,
Yep.
region by region, and then all of the next round, region by region.
And do you then get to the Final Four and then be like, or at a certain point you're like, this is too much chalk? Or like you think about it and you're like, is there too much chalk here? Because I feel like once I get
after
to
I'm
like
done,
region
I'm
by
just
region,
like,
I'm like, wait, my Elite Eight, and then I'm like, hang on, my Final Four is Auburn, Duke, St. John. Like I'm like, hang on a second, make this
I do
sense.
reflect after I'm done, but I don't change it. I don't go back
Okay.
and be like,
Sometimes I do. Not usually my first bracket.
This
I
is-
usually am
yeah.
like think about it.
I'm very much a first bracket gut check. Like
Yeah.
I go with the gut.
Okay.
Second bracket, I'm like, okay, let me actually think about this. Third bracket, I go for like the narrative. It's like who do I want to win?
Yeah.
Like just
we got to have our Purdue wins bracket. Then we got to have our other brackets.
Okay, so Auburn's winning the first game, right? That's
Yes, of course.
Okay. Louisville Creighton.
Let me pull up the bracket. Sorry. Louisville Creighton. I think they're both underseeded, but I think Louisville's more underseeded. I think Louisville.
I lean Louisville more than Creighton in this.
I think Louisville too. Louisville is what my
Okay.
gut says.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I can just fill it out right here. Nice.
Michigan,
CBS.
UC San Diego.
All right.
I think the
3?
Michigan special is going on.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
No, yeah.
I was gonna say 3, 2, 1.
UC
San Diego. Yeah.
I think the Michigan special has run its course.
Yeah.
I think they got all the magic out.
Yeah. They're playing too ugly. They're not it.
A&M and Yale.
I think Buzz is okay. I think he's gonna get it done.
I think so.
It's Buzz Williams. It's
yeah.
Yale, but like I think that they're all right.
I think Buzz Williams here. Not even A&M, Buzz Williams.
Yeah.
Ole Miss, San Diego State, UNC.
I, on principle, can't pick UNC. Ole Miss, Indiana's last option comes in.
And just avenges them for not
I think
making
Ole Miss
that.
wins this one,
Yeah.
though. I don't know. San Diego State hasn't impressed me much this year.
Yeah,
I
this
think
has been
Ole
a
Miss is
year where
fine.
like I'm not in love with San Diego State, and usually I am. But Iowa State, Lipscomb.
I don't know much of anything about Lipscomb.
I don't.
I
either.
like Iowa State though. I do really like
yeah,
Iowa State.
I like.
I like TJ Otzelberger. I would just say Iowa State without much question.
Yeah.
This one is interesting. New Mexico, Marquette.
This is really tough for me. I really like Marquette. I really like Shaka. I also really like Richard Pitino. And New Mexico. This New Mexico team is, I think, better than a 10 seed.
Yeah, here's I'm gonna say my piece. I don't think I can pick against Cam Jones in the first round.
Yeah.
Which I think I have to go Marquette.
I'm with you.
Okay.
And then Michigan State over Bryant.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And I think back up to the top here, Auburn over Louisville is gonna be so good.
it's going
to be so good. But Auburn has lost what, 3 of 4?
Yeah.
Do
No.
we think? Yeah.
What do you mean 3 of 4?
They've lost 3 of their last 4. They lost their last 2 regular season. They won a game and then they lost to whoever in the tournament. They won one. They went 1-1 in the SEC tournament.
Yeah. That's right.
And they were still the overall 1 seed.
Yeah.
Do we trust it? Does Pat Kelsey have the magic? Chucky Hepburn's playing out of his mind, but Auburn. Am I doubting everything that Auburn did all year because of their last 4 games? Not really. Oh, this is interesting.
No, it sounds like you are right now.
Oh, no. Like, am I? Probably not. I don't think I am.
I don't doubt it. I think Auburn wins this game.
Okay. I'm with you.
I think Janai Brooms is going to have a heyday.
When does the Naismith Player of the Year thing come out?
I don't.
Is it before the tournament starts?
I feel like it's during. I don't remember.
Okay. San Diego, UC San Diego, Texas A&M. I want UC San Diego to win, and I don't know why. Okay. If we're picking them over Michigan, would we not pick them over Texas A&M, or do we think Texas A&M can handle business?
I think I want to go UC San Diego.
All right. I'm with it.
Ole Miss, Iowa State.
Gut check is Iowa State for me.
Yeah, same.
Marquette, Michigan State, fun matchup. Going to be a fun but probably ugly game. I like Michigan State.
I do. Okay, back up. Auburn, UC San Diego. I think Auburn. I think UC San Diego is. I think their course is run.
Yeah, I think that just the Auburn is just too good.
Yeah, Michigan State, Iowa State. I lean Iowa State here. I don't know. There's just something that like.
Okay. Let me pull up.
But it's Tom Izzo, and like this is the best team he's had in
a while. But hear me out. They don't shoot the 3 ball well enough to like go far. Iowa State has the 8th ranked defense, the 20th ranked offense. I just wanted to pull up their 3-point percentage. They are 67th at 35.8. All right, I think it's time, Jaren. 3, 2, 1.
Michigan
Iowa State. Oh no! What do we do? Coin flip. Pull up a coin flip on screen. Pull up a coin flip on screen. What do you want? Heads or tails for Michigan State?
I'll take tails.
Okay, I'll take heads for Iowa State. Flip it.
Oops. It's heads.
Iowa State.
Yep.
All right, Iowa State over Michigan State.
And the thing is, I was all in on Iowa State until you started reading off the data, and I was like,
I got you with the metrics.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Auburn, Iowa State. I want Auburn to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
I think that they can make it to the Final Four. If they get lucky and have to play UC San Diego in the 3rd round in the Sweet 16, and then Iowa State's tough, but I think that they can handle Iowa State.
I think so. I think it's Auburn.
Okay, so we go. I mean, not chalk in that because we had a 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 12, but a 1 seed to the Final Four there.
East or West?
Let's go East because it's just top of the bracket.
Duke.
Yep.
Does potentially not having Cooper Flag change this game?
No, I don't think so at all.
Not this game, at least.
Not this game.
Mississippi State, Baylor.
I truly do not know.
I don't either. Gut says Baylor. All
right. I like, we got to stick with the Indiana.
Yeah.
Right? So let's go Baylor.
Oregon, Liberty.
I'm out on Oregon.
We've already done a 1-5-12. Do we have another one, though?
We might have 4.
Okay. All right. Liberty it is. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna turn off 60 minutes.
Yeah. No, leave it on. I love it. Turn it off.
Let's
just turn it off all the way.
How do I turn it off? Where's the exit? There. Okay. Back to business. Arizona Akron.
So we're going Liberty. Hang on a second. Let's step back. Am I being too crazy? Or am I too? Is my disdain for Oregon for sweeping IU the last two games, like their last two games that they played against IU, is that overwhelming my thought process here? Talk me down. Am I talking you into this?
I feel like you're talking me into it. I still do believe that Oregon can win a game. Now, will they win two? I don't know, but I think they've got one in them.
Okay, so we walk it back.
We walk it back.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
And okay, set the bar.
We didn't move on.
We had
not
if we would have selected the next game, then we were locked.
Yeah.
Just to establish this for everyone.
We're not getting to it's not getting to the Final Four, seeing chalk and be like, we got to step it back.
No. So we're back to Oregon over Liberty.
I think so, because if they were playing a different 12,
they were playing UC San Diego.
Yeah,
I'm going UC San Diego every day. Arizona Akron.
Dude,
I
Tommy
love
Lloyd
Akron, but I think
in the tournament.
I think that Caleb Love is just going to use every ounce of his being for them to not go out on a 6-13 upset.
Spin zone
or 4-13
spin zone. He does that and hits one shot on 18 attempts.
Yeah, but that one shot I think is going to be a dagger.
Dude, I gotta pull up the zips. Hang on.
I love Akron. I do love Akron.
They're 100 in Torvik. 28-6, dude. I truly. All right. I think you're right. I think Tommy Lloyd. I don't trust Caleb Love. I want to get that out in the open. I don't trust Caleb Love to win.
I
game.
I don't.
I trust Tommy Lloyd to right his wrongs in the tournament by not getting upset again.
Okay. Arizona.
Yeah. BYU VCU.
I think VCU's defense is going to be too stifling.
Interesting.
And
my gut says BYU. I just truly do not know anything about VCU. I haven't watched, I think, maybe more than one VCU game all year. So I would defer to you here, and I will trust your word.
I think VCU.
Okay.
Wisconsin over Montana.
Hang on, I missed my tab. We picked VCU. Yep. Wisconsin over Montana, yes. St. Mary's Vandy. That's tough.
I really like Vandy. St. Mary's is the WCC is not good. And I just think that
they went 2-1 against Gonzaga. The WCC had better teams than usual.
No, they went 1-2 against Gonzaga.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they split during the season. No, they beat them twice.
They went 2-0. Yeah, because they could have swept them for the first time ever. 3-0.
They also just did not look good against them in the tournament.
Yeah, Mark Byington wins, man.
Yeah,
he wins. All right. And then Bama over Robert Morris. Do we call the Robert Morris?
Like it.
Bama's very hot and cold. All right, I'm with it. Robert Morris.
I've watched Robert Morris play a lot this year. I think they are good enough to beat Bama.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think they're just solid. Duke over Baylor.
Yeah.
I imagine Cooper Flagg's back. He seemed like he had just a sprained ankle, and it didn't seem that bad. If I'm back playing sports in 2 weeks after I sprained my ankle, he's probably fine because he has good sports medicine, and I have a TheraBand. So he's back.
Yeah.
Oregon, Arizona. You already know what my pick is, but this is a great rivalry game.
This is actually a tough pick for me.
Really?
I think I think Oregon here.
I'm so Arizona on this one.
You were barely Arizona over Akron.
That's because I like Akron. I don't like Oregon.
Okay. Here's my thing. Caleb Love rarely has good back-to-back games. I think if Arizona beats Akron,
Oh my gosh.
and I acknowledge that there are 12 other dudes on that team, but I feel like he's the spark plug. That like I think if Arizona beats Akron, it's because Caleb Love did something magical, and I don't think that he has it in twice in a row. Flipping a
Flip
coin.
a coin. That's literally what I was gonna say. Flip a coin.
Okay.
I want heads again.
You went heads
for
so
Arizona.
heads for Arizona, tails
Yep.
for Oregon.
This
Heads
is a
for
great way
Arizona,
to make your
tails
picks,
for
man.
Oregon. It is heads. All right.
And I tell you what,
Arizona
this is probably as accurate as logic. Just flipping the coin. It's probably more accurate.
So we said Arizona, right?
Correct.
That heads. Okay. VCU, Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin.
I think Wisconsin as well.
Vanderbilt, Robert Morris. It's a 10 versus 15.
Vandy, Robert Morris. I don't know. Because, like, if I say Robert Morris can beat Bama, that makes sense to me. But saying Robert Morris can beat Vandy doesn't, which is crazy, but logical at the same time.
So
I think if anyone catches Auburn on Alabama on a bad day, they can win.
yep.
Not anyone, but a team who's
Yeah.
like Robert Morris.
Yeah.
But I think Vandy's probably fine. Don't you?
I like Vandy here.
Okay.
I like Vandy here. All right. Duke, Arizona.
Okay. No way Caleb Love has 3 in him.
No, I'm all in on Duke at this point.
Okay, me too. But also, funniest outcome,
Caleb Love
down to the wire. Caleb Love, 70-footer, drains it to beat Duke.
again.
It's not gonna happen. But it's not gonna happen. Yes, Duke, of course.
Wisconsin, Vanderbilt. We're taking Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Okay, Wisconsin, Duke. This intrigues me.
Yes, it does.
I kind of like Wisconsin here.
I
All right.
do too. They've played more real games.
Yeah.
I think that Kanji is a guy who can go off.
All right. So going over to the West. Florida, Norfolk State. Florida.
Dang, bro, Bracket Busters giving out a T-shirt and a free piece of merch from from your favorite team. Join their challenge. Florida, West, right?
Yep, West.
Yeah, Florida.
UConn, Oklahoma.
Funniest is if Oklahoma wins, but I want to say UConn. What do you want to say?
I like UConn.
I haven't been big on Oklahoma here.
Memphis, Colorado State.
Ethan Morton over Dane Danger.
I kind of like it.
But hear me out. McNeese Clemson hits. McNeese over Clemson hits. Like that's a banger.
Yeah.
And we already have UC San Diego over Michigan. But do we trust Memphis?
I don't trust Memphis.
All right, let's see what they've done. So Colorado State is 10-0 in their last 10. Memphis is 9-1. Colorado State's 36% from 3, 77% from free throw. Memphis scores more points and they allow more points. They're 3 spots off in the net. That's crazy. I don't know, Jaren.
I think Colorado State.
All right. And Ethan Morton we trust. He's from Pittsburgh, by the way.
Something like that. Maryland, Grand Canyon. Gotta
Crab
go Crab 5.
No way. No way.
Drake, Missouri. Lil Ben McCollum.
I can't pick against Drake, right? But like, can I pick against Tamar Bates? I literally saw him hit 0 shots in the NCAA tournament one time. So I guess I can.
But that was before he went to Missouri, and
that was before he figured it out
and revitalized his career. I think
Drake.
Missouri.
Oh my god! All right, flip it.
All right,
you get
want
to pick.
tails.
All right, I want heads. Am I heads every time?
Yeah, you've had heads.
That's fine. I'll be heads for Drake. I want to stand on business. I want the listeners to know I picked Drake. I trust Ben McCollum. I use future coach.
Tails.
All right. But I want that in writing. It's in writing.
Texas Tech, UNCW. Tech, right?
Yes.
I like UNCW, but not enough to beat Tech. Kansas, Arkansas. I like Arkansas.
I like Kansas, but I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Arkansas started off really bad in the SEC. Kansas is not great lately. Give me Arkansas because I hate Hunter Dickinson. St. John's. Don't even need to read anymore.
No trash cans will be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you were matched up against someone else, I would consider it, but it's St. John's.
Yeah, I think
Florida over UConn. Florida walks.
Yeah.
Maryland over Colorado State.
Crab 5.
Yeah. Texas Tech over Missouri, or Missouri over Texas Tech.
What makes me stop and think? I like Missouri.
All right. Little Dennis Gates redemption tour.
Yeah. But then he's just gonna go on.
Yeah, then he's gonna get walked by St. John's.
So I'm just chalking St. John's all the way into a.
Yeah, no, you don't even need to consult me on that one for sure.
Yep.
Florida, Maryland.
That game is interesting to me.
That is very fun. Okay. Jameer Young and Derek Queen. 10. Dude, they already have this. 77% of people have picked in this matchup. 77% of people have picked Florida to win this round, and 10% of people have picked Maryland. The people are wrong. Maryland wins it, even though Florida is on a tear right now.
I think Maryland wins it.
I want Maryland to win it,
but then I think St. John's.
They lose to St. John's.
Yeah. Okay. Houston.
Sorry, Cougs. Gonzaga, Georgia, Bulldogs. I think Gonzaga wins it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Clemson, McNeese. We should have just done all 4 12s over 5s.
Yeah, McNeese.
3 is better than 2, though.
Yep.
We going McNeese.
Purdue, High Point. Do we believe in bracket busters, or do we believe in our boys in the black and gold?
If he texts me back before we make this pick, I will say, okay, how confident are you in High Point over Purdue, percentage-wise? You have 60 seconds to reply. All right, if he texts me back and says he's confident in High Point over Purdue, but I think for the show, if he doesn't respond, it's Purdue.
Yeah,
because I think that Braden Smith gets this right. Not that they're like sucking, but like down the stretch they've been underwhelming.
Yeah.
So I want to say Purdue for sure, and I don't think he's going to text me back in time.
Pencil
in Purdue while we talk about Illinois versus Texas / Xavier.
I like Illinois.
I do too. They're volatile, but again, I can't I'm mad. I'm mad about these playing games. So I'm going Illinois.
I don't think Texas and Xavier deserve to be there, so I don't want them to win.
I think Texas could be there. Sure. Xavier, no way.
Okay. Well, I'm about to click it. Do we have a text back?
Nope.
All right.
We're good.
Illinois it is. Illinois.
It sounded like you were just saying Illinois it is. Like Illinois
I slurred a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slurred. But
Kentucky
over Troy.
Yeah. Kentucky's fine with me.
UCLA, Utah State.
Haven't watched a single Utah State game all year.
Yeah.
And I think that that's okay with me. UCLA is my guess.
I think so.
Wait, what did that say? No, wrong thing. I clicked on the matchup. Utah State has the 11th best field goal percentage in the country at 49%. UCLA is at 46.6, but Tennessee.
Okay. Houston over the Zags.
Yeah, we don't think Gonzaga's good. We think their Sweet 16 thing ends.
Yeah. McNeese.
Oh my God,
Purdue.
this is so funny.
Didn't they play last year? No, we wanted that. We picked them to play.
Yes,
but it didn't happen. But we said that McNeese would win. I said I thought McNeese would win. I had McNeese in several of my brackets.
Yeah, and then they lost, right? Did they lose first round?
I'm pretty sure.
Or no? What?
No, they won the first round. Then they lost to like Duke or something.
Yeah, something like that. Because Purdue played Utah State in the second round, and McNeese was a 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. And Duke was like a 5, or Duke was like the 4. Okay.
No, Utah State might have been an 8 or a 9.
Utah State was an 8 and 9. So Purdue was the 1. Duke was the 4.
Yeah.
McNeese was the 12. Utah State was the 9.
Did you look it up?
No, I'm just looking at this bracket and being like, McNeese had to be the 12, which meant that they lost to Duke, who is the 4.
Yeah.
But no, that can't be, because Duke lost to NC State
in the different,
and which would mean that Duke was like the 3.
I'm pulling it up.
So maybe McNeese was the 11. No, because NC State was the 11, right?
NC State was the 11.
Was Duke the 2?
Duke was a 4 they played James Madison. Different region. McNeese lost to the Zags by 21.
That's right. We picked them. Oh, we thought that they could win that game. Not close.
But Gonzaga was also better last year than they are this year, in my opinion.
All right. Let's neither here nor there.
Purdue, probably.
Yeah, I picked Purdue. Oh my God, I accidentally clicked McNeese. Was that a sign? Kentucky over Illinois? Hope or Brad?
I like Kentucky.
Me too. Tennessee over UCLA?
Yeah.
I think Tennessee wins that one for sure.
Okay, Houston over Purdue.
He said 69%.
Nice.
Houston, yeah.
Kentucky or Tennessee? I think Kentucky.
Really?
I think Rick Barnes is going to choke.
What was their in-season matchup? It was Kentucky won both. No, okay, that's fine. Kentucky?
Yeah. Houston or Kentucky?
Probably Houston.
Yeah.
We only have 2. We have 1, 2, and 1, 3.
Auburn, St. John's.
Dude, oh my gosh. This should be the championship game is what it should be.
Yeah.
I
think St. John's.
Think so?
I think Rick Pitino is going to just cement his name in history.
Are you picking St. John's all the way? Houston and Wisconsin. I don't trust Wisconsin to win that many
I-
games in a row.
Me neither. I think Houston.
Houston. Fun fact: 8% of people have picked Houston, and 5% of people have picked St. John's. And Slick Rick, we trust, or Kelvin Sampson finally does it.
Mm,
I don't know.
this is tough. This is the hardest matchup I've had to pick.
As it should be. As it should be. Houston or St. John's? Hear me out. St. John's also cannot shoot the three.
Yeah.
Which has always been a thing. Like, if you can't shoot the three so well, you can't win the national championship.
Yeah.
But pretty much every team that Rick Pitino's won with, I think, hasn't been able to shoot the three ball that well.
Yeah.
So does it matter? I don't know. Who do I want to win more? St. John's.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Let's do it. St. John's, right?
Yeah.
That
St.
sounds okay?
John's. St. John's. All right. Tiebreaker. How many combined points? It's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
I think like 122.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it, folks. Our it up a little bit better.
Who do you fill yours out on? Oh, CBS?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh, in the pool. This one doesn't even have a tiebreaker. I just did the live bracket and filled it out there. It didn't have a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
All right. Our pick is St. John's. We're submitting it to our bracket pool. We'll make that like tonight or tomorrow or something. We'll get that out so you can join. You can submit. We'll make it so you can submit one bracket. We don't know what we'll have for you yet. We'll have you some state of basketball, something like that, something fun. But yeah, go ahead and join if you want to join. I don't know. I guess we're picking St. John's. I will fill out my own individual bracket. I don't know what the heck that's gonna look like.
Yeah. I don't either. I like St. John's a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
So it might be that still, but
We'll see.
If you join our bracket,
You'll see.
You'll see it. Now let me see if I can print this out.
Yep. All right. Do we have anything else we want to say to the people? Indiana got screwed.
Indiana got screwed.
Purdue. Elliott Crow's 69% chance. There's 69% certain you're gonna lose. So this sucks.
Yeah.
What is that noise?
It is the printer.
It's the printer.
Okay. Well, I think with that, the clock is showing quadruple zeros. What?
So loud.
That's fine. Clock is showing quadruple zeros, so it's time for us to get out of here. Thanks for checking in on the State of Basketball podcast. We're going to go cry ourselves to sleep because Indiana was snubbed.
Yeah. We'll be back after the second round, I guess. I don't know if we'll be back after the first round. Maybe we'll do something less formal. Maybe we'll go live on something. I don't know.
Yeah, we will figure out our plan and we'll post about it when we do. But we will see you next time. And remember, in 49 states, it's just basketball.